Hi guys and gals, I'm out here in Minnesota on business playing a concert. Just arrived at the hotel. Decided to do a video regarding all the comments that you guys left on my YouTube page, on Forex Factory. It's just really nice to see so much support. I was not expecting that. It's hard to know how many people watch what I'm doing and what I'm sharing. And it was not until today I really found out that people enjoy what I have to offer, which is kind of cool to see that happening. I know maybe I don't show it in my face that I'm flattered and happy that you guys enjoy what I'm doing here, but I really am, and I'm sorry that I posted that video earlier today about, or was it yesterday? I can't remember, about maybe not doing the video streaming updates anymore because of trolls. And the reason why I was doing that was just because, as I mentioned before, I made a YouTube video about Signal Start. Signal Start is a place where you can copy traders' signals. So basically, MT4, the trades that they take on their MT4 are placed on your MT4 account. Now I was doing that for a fee, and it's because there's no way to get around it. You have to pay some kind of fee at Signal Start in order to copy and to use that service. And I liked the service because it was very straightforward, easy, and simple to use, and the trades are copied very quickly, but it did cost a fee. Now, apparently that was reported. I've been in conversation with Forex Factory, the admin at Forex Factory. Really, really nice person, which is very surprising because I haven't been really in a lot of contact with Forex Factory in the past. It was really surprised at how they handled the situation. And so, to the short end of this, I have decided to continue my streams, but or my video updates, and in large portion to how the reaction to you guys' reaction to my video, and also the admin at Forex Factory and what he said. Now I won't show you that email now. But it was very supportive of what I'm trying to do on Forex Factory, and pretty much telling me that it's wise for me to stay away from any commercial content, because those commercial members, in most cases, get kind of burned by the community. And as you guys know, I'm not a huge person about trying to charge people for services, because I've been a victim of that so many times over and over again over the last 12 years, buying Forex products and getting burned and scammed, and just don't want to do that for other people. And so I try to avoid that. But I also wanted to allow people the opportunity to copy my trades, and unfortunately it had to be for a fee. So, for lack of conflict of interest, I did pull that video down. That was showing that I was on Simple Trader, and I'm no longer going to advertise that or anything commercial. I want to continue to keep this very clean and free and education based, and it's just a little frustrating that there are members that will jump on me so quickly about one video that wasn't even placed on Forex Factory. It's so strange how people will go to the trouble to report somebody hours after they have placed a video on YouTube, trying to get them removed or made into a commercial person on Forex Factory. You know how it is. Nobody wants to be a commercial member on Forex Factory, and I've gone to great extent to keep that from happening. But it's very disappointing in how some of the community members react. I'm not sure if it's somehow jealousy or what it really is, but it just shows that there are individuals out there that are tire kickers. They want their, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with those people, but it's frustrating to me because all I've tried to do here is make videos and to help the community, and just share my story. And it's frustrating to see that there are some individuals trying to tear that down, and I don't have a whole lot of control over it. And so because of what happened with that signal start stuff, it got me really thinking about what could happen in the future, where this small group of people or traders or whatever they are, trolls, will try to tear me down and try to get me where it hurts. And this was just one instance. And I find that things may become more severe in the future, the more potential I move into the success arena, I guess. So the more successful I become, the more at risk, I guess, I see myself being in. And you guys know how I am. Look, right now I'm showing a $12,586 account and you see right at the top corner here that it's a live account. I'm showing my live account number. How many traders actually do that? How many traders show their account number up at the top of their platform? I know it's really difficult to actually go into, for example, Trader's Way and say, I lost my password for my account, and I am trying to retrieve my money and make a withdrawal. It's so difficult to actually steal somebody's information, at least as far as I understand, just by knowing their actual account number. It's not like a bank account, where there's a lot more danger involved. With actually making a withdrawal, if somebody were trying to act as me and trying to steal my funds in Trader's Way, it would be a lot more difficult because you have to prove your address, you have to hack into my actual online account through Trader's Way to make a withdrawal, and so it makes it a little bit difficult. So I'm not too worried about that, but there are other things that I have to worry about, and it's certain things that I show on camera that I have to be a little bit more careful about, and so you'll see some small changes in the future that I make to try to help protect myself from these asshole trolls that try to bring the content that I have out there down. So I don't know, maybe I can ask for help from you guys, that like if you see somebody that's trying to troll me, please try to help me back, defend myself, because or defend what I'm trying to do, because sometimes it's not easy. So I want to try to continue to do this. I want to try to continue to show you my progress with all of this, and how I'm doing it, going about it. And but there will be a few things that you'll see less of in the future, to try to keep the issues from the community aside. So with that being said, I don't want to take too much time, but I wanted to talk about, and one of the reasons why I'm doing the video tonight too is because I want to show you what's been going on with the market. As you can see, there are multiple trades in, and I have an $831 drawdown on a $12,586 account. So that's about, that's almost 7%. It's like 6.5% drawdown. That's on one account. Now my other personal account, this is the small one at $681. That's the $35 account. That's $35 drawdown. So this is about 5% as well. These two accounts are similar risk. And then I have my other accounts as well that you are looking at, and this one is currently showing a $3,495 drawdown on 136,000. So the drawdown is not too bad, but it did hit a maximum of 3.53%. Now the 3.35% is a little higher, and it's the highest it's been in a couple of months now. But it's normal. What I'm really looking at, so you guys are aware, is this. This is what I'm looking at the most. Not the drawdown number, not the percentage in drawdown. It's this margin level. The margin level on this account is most important. On my Oanda accounts, the margin is where basically I can't enter any more trades. And once that hits to about 100, it's anywhere from 100 to 150, I'm maxed out on my leverage. So what does that mean? What steps do I take after that? Well, that means that I have to potentially close out for a loss. And that loss, I would guess, would probably be in the 5 to maybe 6% range once I run out of leverage. It could be a little bit less than that. It could potentially be slightly more, but we'll just have to wait and see how things pan out. So I'm getting a little low on margin. I probably only have about another, I would guess, maybe 5 to 10 more levels or trades that I can enter before my margin is maxed out. All right. So not too worried, because I understand that this is part of it. I did have a massive gain yesterday, so that's fine, and I might have to end up giving some of that back to the market because of what's been going on. So how's the market reacted? So you see the big push down, right? I'm actually going to go to my smaller account to show this. Let me see here. Okay. So you see the big move. You see where I took the profit. You see actually how much profit I took on this account too. But this was the big news that happened, the interest rate change on the Canadian dollar. Now you see the big inside candle set up here, right? Well, that's where I entered my first position, thinking that there would be a small pullback, and there almost wasn't any pullback at all. Most of the pullback was actually in the inside candle setup itself, from the bottom to the top. There was the biggest recovery there, and then it pretty much fell after that. Now I was really close to taking profit in this area here, so from this point to this swing level to this swing level, and then again from this swing level to this swing level. Just not enough. I needed just slightly more. I think it was anywhere about another 10 pips from those levels, and I would have been able to close out in profit. Just didn't happen. So the pullbacks have been very minimal on this entire move, and we're looking at a huge 370 pip drop since the 6th. All right. So what's the outlook? What's my outlook on what's going to happen from here on out? Well, still some weird action. So I mentioned to you guys in my previous a couple videos ago, before this drop actually happened, that there was some really strange behavior right in this area. So strange market behavior, where there were inside candles, like every few candles, and there was one here too, and the market kept creeping up even before the news came out. It was a bit strange behavior after, I've been watching the markets for such a long time and know when some things are some things are just acting weird, and the markets were in that bracket of time. So what's been going on now? Well, this has been a little bit strange in here too. The market's been acting very odd in here, like it's getting ready to make another similar move like it did just yesterday. So I know that there's news coming out. If you can check here, Forex Factory. So the news is on the Australian dollar and on the pound and on the CAD, all happening tomorrow. So there could be more anticipation for a big move. So why am I saying it's strange in here? Well, let's dissect this a little bit. We see inside candle setups here. I know that didn't make a new low. That was the low that we're really looking at. There was an inside candle setup here, making me think that there could be another pullback there. There was one here, making me think that we could get that pullback. Didn't happen. There was one here, didn't happen, and another here. This didn't make a new low, but it was pretty close. So technically this is another inside candle had a decent bullish engulfing here, and then yet another inside candle set up here. So all these had potential for bounce, and none of them gave it, and it just keeps continuing to go down. But the more times I see these types of hints at a market push back up, the more, especially when they happen so many times in a row, this pair or this market is getting ready for a big push. At least a change in direction. I don't know if it's going to be something like it happened a couple days ago, but it's acting like it's going to push up from here. Now you could say that this is hopeful thinking, right? Because I'm currently in drawdown and almost maxed out on my margin on my Oanda accounts. But I thought this video would be I don't know if fun is the right word for that, but I guess enlightening for you guys, so you can see how I'm handling a situation like this, where I'm multiple thousands of dollars in drawdown amongst all my accounts, and looking at where the market may go next. And as you know, it's difficult to really know what's going to happen, but you've seen my analysis, and you've seen that where I think it's going, and all these hints that I've gotten, especially in the last few hours, 5 hours or so, we're looking at a potential jump. So that's one hint. Let's look at the others. So let's look at my other pairs that I'm trading. So the other pairs that I'm trading are the Euro Pound and the odd Canadian dollar. Now these typically aren't correlated, but you can see that the Australian dollar and CAD also had a huge push, and it's been slowly creeping down until recently we've had a bit of a push back up. And it's helping me on this particular account because I had 3 trades open, and now all of them are in profit. So it's a good hedge to my pound Canadian dollar trades. So that's one hint. This is starting to move up. So if that's starting, that means the Australian dollar is starting to gain a little bit back over or make up some ground on the Canadian dollar, which makes me think that the pound CAD will start to also push. Now it may be slower, but it will likely follow. Now who knows how much this will extend, but we'll see. The pound CAD will probably follow. Who knows if it's more, if it's less. It's probably going to be less considering how late it is already. So what about the Euro Pound? Now the Euro Pound is a correlated pair to the pound Canadian dollar in a much bigger way. Now these two pairs do typically counter-correlate a lot closer than the odd Canadian dollar does. So I see the action here. I do have a buy order here currently, and it's been pushing up, helping hedge out my my pound CAD trades. We have an inside candle set up here. We have another inside candle set up here. And the interesting thing about these two is the same level. They're right near the same level. So this, and what is this level? What's the significance of this level? Well, it's actually right at a whole number, at the 0.922 level. And so this is showing a decent resistance up at the top here. And you could say that's maybe a double top too. Double top here and then there again. With the potential to shoot down. So what does that mean when this shoots down or it starts pulling back down? Typically when the Euro Pound is moving down, the pound Canadian dollar is moving up. And so since this is setting up, since the Euro Pound is setting up for a potential fall, then I'm likely to see again some push up on the pound Canadian dollar. Now, why am I talking about the pound Canadian dollar so much, and why is there so much importance? Because, well, you see I have the most orders on this pair, and so that's why I'm looking at it the most and trying to get hints from other crosses to see what the potential next move may be for the pair. So this is just kind of some background on analysis. So you can't just read one pair. Yeah, reading one pair helps in knowing where the price is going, but look at the crosses to see what they're doing, because sometimes when a move starts happening, for example, like on the Australian Canadian dollar, then typically you'll see some of that action and usually a follow up as well. where if the Canadian dollar is starting to lose momentum on another pair, then the others may follow in some way or form. Okay, so that is my analysis on the technical side. So on the fundamental side, well, it's really hard to know what's going to happen tomorrow. The numbers here could always change, and it could really change the outlook. So right now, I've just mentioned to you that the pound Canadian dollar is shaping up to start moving into my favor, and the manufacturing production could change that. If it's a negative number, negative on the pound, then it could extend my losses. I don't know. And then this is going to also potentially affect it as well. They're not huge news statements that are coming out tomorrow, but if the numbers are drastically different than the forecast, then that could cause potential volatility either in my direction or in the continued trend direction, giving more strength to the Canadian dollar. But what typically is going to happen before the 4:30 a.m. release on the pound? So this is 4:30 a.m. is I would expect that people are going to anticipate the news coming out and be watching this very heavily. Why? Because they're looking for a reason to buy into the pound, especially against the dollar, against the Canadian dollar. Right now, there's not a ton of reason to be buying on the buying against or selling the Canadian dollar, and so people have been continuing to write it down, and that's been the case since the interest rate change. So it's been slowly being pushed down. And the reason why it keeps falling is because nobody really has a reason to think otherwise. And so that's why in the next few hours, a lot of people should be watching this number to see if it's going to help strengthen the pound, in particular against the Canadian dollar. So if that number is even positive slightly, it could bump this up. If it's positive in a big way, this could shoot up in quite a bit, and could be a nice recovery. So I guess that's my fundamental analysis side of things. There's not much you can do until the news is actually released. So I just have to wait and see. Now I'm going to be asleep at 4:30 a.m. this morning, so I don't really know what's going to happen. But I do know I still have margin enough on my OANDA accounts to handle a few more trades if things go against me at 4:30 a.m. And then I'll wake up at probably about 6 or 7 in the morning to make sure everything is good. And then also the biggest potential news jumper, I'm guessing, is going to be during the Canadian dollar unemployment change and the employment rate. And so that's those could be big numbers. We'll see. All right. So I guess that's it for my update tonight. And again, thanks for the support with trying to get me to continue my video series, even though it's sometimes can be a little difficult, especially making everything free. But you know, sometimes my wife gets on me for making too many things free because I get taken advantage of, and so I'm trying to be a little bit more protective of that, because I openly share information that has a lot of value to it, or can potentially have a lot of value to it. But it's just because I know how much I've been damaged by the retail Forex world with products and individuals that are claiming this and claiming that, and they just never fulfill your expectations. And so that's why I've tried to make so many things attainable and widely available to everybody in the community, because it's just something that they never get. And you know, I'm not saying that I'm the best trader in the world and I have a gold advice or anything like that, you know. And that's no pun intended there, the gold advice. But you know, there are other traders that are better traders than me. But you know, there are so many different ways to trade, and this is just one of them. This is just one of the things, one of the ways I do it, and this is one of the ways that I've found success, and I hope to continue to bring that to people. But as I'll continue to do so until things get out of hand, where if something is really damaging because of a community member or something, I won't hesitate to leave. So keep that in mind, that I'm just trying to be very cautious. I'm out here to protect myself, my accounts, my money, and my friends that I'm trading and advising on as well. So just keep in mind that I'm human too, you know, that this is that I'm listening to you guys, whether it's good or bad, and yeah, it can be hard. So, anyways, I think that's it for tonight. I'll post this. You guys probably won't see this until the morning, but hopefully you get a chance to watch it. And I will likely do another video on Monday, giving you guys an update before I go out of town to Iceland. So, I'll see you guys next time.